Welcome to another episode of Mailbag. We've got some more cool stuff that's come in during the week, so let's go check it out. All right, well this one's just come in, so let's check it out on the desk here. This one's from the United States of America. Hello to all my American viewers. This one in particular has come from California. Let's have a look what we've got in here. Look, there's nothing really marked on this box. We would have absolutely no idea what this is. So let's check it out. What we've got here is a special type of DIN cable, which will make a lot of sense very soon. This is the power adapter, which is the Australian thing. We'll put that aside as well. And so I guess that's giving it away who this is from. Where is the opening? Opening, please. Bubble wrap bags, they're kind of annoying to try and open them so you can reuse them for when if you want to resell this in the future. There we go, I kind of managed to do it. Oh, look at that, that's a thing of beauty, eh? What have we got here? So this is the SE-02 EXT box. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell's this? What's this all about? This feels very, very quality. Yeah, very quality. Now this wasn't cheap, but let's check out what the actual purpose of this thing is for. So back in a sec. It's pretty groovy, so let's check out what it can do. So what we've got is a box that expands on what the SE-02 has on its back ports here. This DIN cable here expands the output, the external in, the voltage control filter CV and the gate. Brings it all into this box, plus adds a whole bunch of features. Now let's talk about what it can do from point to point. It's a variable high pass filter with a drive control for severe distortion and gain boost with the on-off switch here. And I just showed that. It also has interface to 1/4 inch connections on the back. So you notice that one of the pet hates of the boutiques is you can't put the 1/4 inch connections on. So it's great for stage performance. It also has the 1/8 inch as well. And that also applies to the external and the output. So on the back, you'll notice that there is actually 2 ports. for each. We also notice that the box itself, the surrounding box, you can get a wooden version, is actually the same profile as the DK01 or the keyboard, the K25 I think it's called. It's actually perfectly engineered to match. We've also got a secondary VCF Eurorack style input. So you can actually select between what VCF source you want with this switch, the knob or the CV input. And on top of that, there's 3 gate options. So there's the gate input here. There's this gate trigger button here, or there's an external input as a gate. There's also a large filter control knob. Now this is probably the thing that everybody's looking at. One of the things I hate about this is the little pinchy little filter control knob, and now it's this beautiful one. Now, the difference between the two is not just the size of the knob. It is also the fact that this filter control is actually analog, it's CV controlled. And that actually means that you're not going to get any stepping or aliasing in your filter sweeps. Whereas the filter control knob on the actual panel here is actually a digital control filter knob. So pretty decent sort of distinction between the two. Now that may be really important to you, or that may be not. But you'll notice that when I started driving that signal before, that there was very little movements I could make here, and I was getting massive different sort of, you know, effects with that filter when I was driving it. But I could not, for the life of me, try and do that with this tiny little knob with a little movement it could do. You just, the stepping and the, even though it's fairly high resolution, it still has stepping. On the back panel, we mentioned about the connections. Now, the other thing too, I didn't mention on this 12 volt input, so you can, obviously it comes with the power supply, but also this 12 volt input is actually compatible with the Eurorack input. So you can get a DC to Eurorack power converter and feed that 12 volts. So this thing could be actually mounted as a module in your Eurorack. They do mention something about true bypass. There's also the DIN cable, which I mentioned before. The DIN cable is handy. Would have been nice if they labelled these. I actually had to muck around to find out which one was which. There is actually a, I don't know if you can see that on the camera here, but there is a kind of notch out on this cable, and that would lead to the gate. So I'm going to have to probably put a little texter mark or a sticky label on these just so I don't forget which one's which is a bit annoying, and I thought they could have done that with a bit of an extra touch at the factory. All of this is Eurorack voltage compatible. It interfaces with other desktop modular synths as well, so all your Behringer modular synths, all your studio electronic ones. I guess last but not least is that what this does is this gives me an external control. I can take this quite some distance away from the SE-02. I can extend these with normal 3.5mm extension cables. So it does give me some sort of performing controls. Now let's just show you what that means. Now, just tiny little movements. Let's try and do it with this. So there seems to be a massive step between here and I can't get in between that. And I've got all of that range on this knob as the equivalent. So yeah, another thing obviously that this makes very interesting is that we can put an external input through and make use of the SE-02's Moog style ladder filter. So what could we put through it? I guess we could put the ARP 2600 through it. Here we go. There's the ARP 2600. That's the sawtooth wave. Now, Obviously I haven't got any pitch control on this at the moment, but interesting. Let's try an LFO gate. That is so cool. So obviously you can have a lot of fun with this EXT box. Anyway, that's probably enough for now. Well, another parcel's come in, and this time I just want to kind of talk a little bit about what this is about, because a lot of people watch this channel, and some of you guys might be watching it for the first time, some of you guys come here all the time, and it's a bit of context behind why I'm showing this. This is a music synth type tech channel, but this particular parcel is kind of related, and if you don't really sort of know why at first, then you might not get it. But for those who do know the background behind this, I've had a problem with a Mac Mini that I've had since 2012. It's definitely on its last legs. It keeps crashing. I've tried replacing RAM in it and all that sort of stuff. So I've just given in, and I've decided that I've ordered the new Silicon or M1 Mac Mini, and I ordered it a couple of weeks ago, and it arrived today. Now today, where I live in the city of Perth in Western Australia, it's a public holiday, but isn't it cool that we still get parcels? Anyway, you pull this tab off, and we get a box, and inside the box is another box. A box in a box. These are always interesting, the way Apple packages things. But there's literally nothing left in the box that it came in. And there it is. For all those playing along at home, it's a Mac Mini, and there's all the specs. Yeah. So I am going to open this. Obviously, I'm not going to turn it on just yet. We'll do probably some more stuff about this soon. But what I am going to do is I'm going to open it, show you, talk a little bit about the background, about why I'm getting this, and probably think to yourself, well, whoopie-doo, it's a Mac. We all get them. Well, it is whoopie-doo, but at the same time, it's a bit of a risk for me. But the reason why getting the new Mac Mini is a risk for me is because my mixing desk is a PreSonus Studio Live 16.0.2 and it's a Firewire. So I can't actually, my old Mac, or the one that's currently plugged in, I can plug that straight in because it's got a Firewire port. But these new ones, they don't have Firewire. It looks like Firewire is vaporware for these days. And so what am I going to do about plugging in a Firewire based mixer? It's not USB. I'm not going to go and buy myself a new mixer. But what am I going to do? Well, I had to do a bit of research and I had to discover whether this will actually take a Firewire, some sort of external USB type lightning adapter or whatever it is, with Firewire, and luckily there's a couple on the market, so we are still in luck. And the good news about this is this is almost exactly the same size as the previous one. Actually feel like grabbing the previous one and unplugging it all and showing you. But anyway, let's take this off. Let's have a little look. I guess you just peel the plastic off there. Very nicely wrapped, these things, aren't they? I don't know if you guys have ever bought Macs before, but it's quite a nice experience opening a Mac. There's also this left in the box. There's literally hardly anything that comes with these. So you get a power cable, and I don't know what's in there. There's the power cable. Always good quality. I always find it's good quality sort of cables and stuff with Macs. Probably not the best, but it's good enough. Like that power cable feels like it's well made. So anyway, keep all that original packaging. Who knows, I might have to send it back. So, power cable, and I have no idea what's in there. An Apple sticker. Oh, I can chuck that on the back of the car, eh? Not. Right, let's plug that back into the box. Pack the box away. Okay, Mac Mini unpacked. So, at this stage, you know, there's not really much to it. But what we can look at is this like a sticker on the back? It is. All these ports on the back are covered up by this bit of tape. Interesting. Probably keeps all the dust out. Let's peel that off. Wow, that's a nice feeling, isn't it? There we go. It's like just like a bit of electrical tape. Okay, let's pop that away. So there's the ports on the back. There's not a lot, as you can see. The old one had more. So this has got the power button, Ethernet. You've got two of those lightning, HDMI, and two USBs, and a headphone port. Really not a lot to this. And there's nothing else on any of the other three sides. And obviously inside in here is the gut. So this technically sits down on the desk like that. The way I'm going to be having mine is I'm actually going to mount it, just sits on the desk like that, and all the cables plug into the top. And that's the actual air vent there. And you can still, the air will still flow behind it as well. But anyway, let's just talk a little bit about what this is going to be for me. It's the new Silicon M1 chip. It's got this particular one that I've ordered is the 16 gig RAM one. It's the most amount of memory you can put in these, which is a little bit disappointing because the one I currently have has 16 gig of RAM. So I'm not actually increasing my memory size, which was one of the reasons why I held off initially at first. But look, I am putting my trust in the fact that this new silicon processor isn't as memory hungry. And hopefully companies like Ableton and Adobe and all those companies will start rewriting their software to be written for the ARM processor, the silicon. Anyway, in the meantime, it does work backwards compatible. There's obviously, I guess, software emulation for Intel. I'm not sure. You guys in the comments below will probably tell me how that works. But the 16 gig of RAM, it's a 512 gig hard drive in here. I think that's a pretty good combination. And I don't actually use the internal hard drive on these very much. Most of my stuff is stored on external drives because I just find that a little bit easier to sort of work with. and in the cloud as well. All right, not for now, but we will plug this in and we'll check this out in a near video in the future. So hope you enjoyed just a little basic unboxing of this, and yeah, we can have a discussion about whether an Apple Silicon is for you, for your music creation. I guess you can watch this space. Watch this space indeed. So something else has come in whilst I literally move this out the way and I put the next parcel in. Same delivery guy, 2 different places. So let's jump back onto the overhead camera and have a look at it. So here we go. Now, I've been waiting for this not that long, to be honest. I ordered this only in January. There's a bit of a giveaway of what type of product this is. And I guess the main thing that we need to get out of this without causing ourselves too much mess will be in this plastic paper, in this paper wrapping. Very eco. Yeah, like look at this. The module is literally wrapped up in a paper bag. And I will inspect the rest of the contents of that box soon, just in case there's some surprise in there. You never know, sometimes they send lollies or knurlies or who knows. Anyway, so what do we got here? We've got a Eurorack module. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wonder what Eurorack module Ranzee's got. Let's go and have a closer look. Can anyone recognize that circuit? I bet you can't, but that's okay. The dead giveaway is going to be one of these chips here. Okay, so the chip we're looking for is this one here and this one here. There's 2 of them, so they're actually identical. And now, the dead giveaway here is this is a left and this is a right circuit. And I wonder if it's a bit hard to play games when you're doing a video and you can just fast forward and that, but it's an X-Vive audio chip, and you can see, it's very, very hard to pick up, but you can see that it says MN3009, and for those who don't know what that is, it's a bucket brigade delay chip, and it's a clone of the original Panasonic chip that was in the Juno 106. So yes, this is made by a company that I showed on my channel recently when they had a couple of modules, and I looked at their, you can buy these as kits, you can actually make these yourself. So these are actually made in Bucharest. Hello to all my viewers in Romania. I think it's Romania, is that right? Bucharest? Anyway, so it comes from a company called Feedback Modules. Anyway, the logo is down there, Feedback. They just, anyway, this is, cost me 15 euros to ship. It's actually currently cheaper to buy than what I paid for a few weeks ago right now. If you check them out on their website, I'll put a link in the description. But what this is, if you don't really know, it's a chorus that's in the Juno 106 synth. But what's even better about this, it's analog in, mono type, and you can select between type 1 and type 2. It's a true bypass, and it's stereo out down the bottom. So that's why it's actually got the 2. So this is literally 2 chorus effects built into one. What a great module. Seriously, we are going to be checking the pants out of this. And look, I'll be honest, I paid 150 euros for this. You can get it cheaper right now. That's, I think, an extremely good value module. You probably won't agree. I don't care. I've always wanted to have a Eurorack module that can do a Juno chorus sound. And it is a true analog chorus sound. It's not a digital DSP version, and I've just proven that before by showing you that they're using the X-Vive MN3009 BBD bucket brigade delay chips. So that's actually really cool. And these are actually handmade. So well done to Feedback Modules. Absolutely not sponsored by them. this was all purely a commercial purchaser, just like you guys, and I don't get any kickbacks from them. I'm just showing you things that I'm interested in. We need to check this out. What do you reckon we should plug into this? I mean, I guess it's line level, so we could probably plug something external in, but we could put the Roland Behringer clone System 100 sound through this. It would sound beautiful. It'd probably sound like a Juno. Let's go check it out.